We have some people who are a little concerned about the size of our family and the size of the house, thinking that we're all gonna be miserable and crammed into this house. That's partially true.
Okay.
Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to another day at the Knorps. What are we doing today? So we kind of just ended a video a little while ago. We went over and looked at that utility building that we're hoping to rent. I've just sent over a proposal to the owner to see if we can work out the rent price and term and all that kind of stuff. But we're working on helping Megan's mom get moved into our booth over at the antique shop. She's got some art. She's an artist, has been for years, and has some stuff that she's gonna put in the shop. I'm actually gonna see about making a shelf that she can put her stuff on at the shop and see about getting everything in there. What are you working on, Esther?
Art.
Wow.
It's probably a weird face to make.
That's pretty cool. How long has that been going for you? And that's cool.
I don't know, I haven't really timed it. But
How many days?
well, I start on Saturday, but I start something and then
Today is Wednesday, just for reference.
I thought it was Thursday.
Is it Thursday? Oh my goodness, I'm off by day. It's Thursday, you're right.
Is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm questioning my own. I start on Sunday, but I take breaks in between.
Yeah, so it's not obviously not constant time, but yeah, that's pretty cool.
I probably work on it like a couple hours
Okay,
whenever I do work on it.
nice. Daniel's doing his MTC stuff. Did you just eat lunch or something, or are you just having lunch?
I'm talking on, on the common room. So
Oh, you're on like a call right now?
no, not really a call, just a room that we get to know each other.
Like a chat room for all the missionaries? Okay. So we still don't have a date that Daniel's actually leaving yet, so
Yeah.
we're not sure when that's gonna happen. Well, Megan and her mom are over there working on stuff. I'm working over here, just basically doing something really simple. I'm making a shelf that we can put on the wall on the pegboard and that we can put Carly's art on, or any other thing we have that we might want to put on the wall. But it's a shelf that just basically has a groove in it, so you can just sort of set things on there and you can, they can come and go and it's pretty easy. But what I did here is I've got this is the piece of wood. I got two of these that I just already had in the shop from previous projects that didn't work. So even mistakes, create material that I can use. And I just put this straight edge on here, and I'm gonna run the router so I create like a groove, like right along here, that a piece of art with its frame, it can just sort of sit in there and lean against the wall. So, see how this works. I've learned that routing is a very messy job, lots of dust. So, I'm gonna put on my little mask, eye protection, pull my hat down low to keep my hair from getting all dusty, and go for it. All right, took it over, had Megan look at it, and Carly decided that it would actually be helpful. You can see this, there it is. If we add one more groove, same thing, but more in the middle, so that depending on how big the frame is or how big the piece of art is, it can lean a little bit more if it needs to. So, gonna see about that. Give that a shot. Okay, so this is my newbiness showing through. I didn't have it clamped down well enough, and so it kind of veered off on that one, and then had some other little whoop-de-woos here because I was letting the router get away from me. Still new at this. So we make lots of mistakes around here. Realized after we, went through all the work and mess ups on this one, and actually both of them, we did two of these, that they're not actually wide enough to fit in the little metal things that Megan has to put in the pegboard. So they were the wrong size all along. They're the right length, but the wrong width. So I got a piece of plywood back here, and I'm gonna cut some pieces off that are the right like depth, and then we'll redo this process. It's dinner time, or it's time to start making it, right, Jude?
Yeah.
Totally.
Mom changed the clothes. What I was wearing was double layer and super hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are helping me, huh?
No.
There's nothing you can do right now, but thank you.
What's today's meal?
We're just doing a pasta with
Pasta with,
Italian sausage.
Yay!
Eve does not like it very much, though, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty easy and pretty simple, right? Just
Yeah.
make some sausage, make the pasta, you're good. Eve, what have you been doing? You went playing, didn't you? Your hair's all wet.
Swimming.
Oh boy, with your friends, right?
Yeah.
See what? What? Eve drew a picture for Grandpa. Who is that? Is that a person or is that an animal? Is that a doggy?
Yeah.
You drew it for Grandpa?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Looks good. So while that's been happening, Andrew and Elijah, I think we already talked about it, but they've been helping us out by painting over at the other house. They painted all the trim. So they're over there doing that. Peter and Asher, I think, are still out playing. I think Peter's actually here. But everyone's kind of staying busy. And like I said, we're getting ready to try to take stuff over to the shop for Megan's mom. So if I can just get these shelves right, we could do that. All right, got that done. Amazing how much more simple it is the second time around when you've already kind of worked out the kinks. We're just nice and smooth. However, we got a lot of sawdust down here to clean up. But really, I actually love to clean up, so it's okay. I love cleaning up. It's one of my favorite parts about woodworking. So we've skipped ahead now to evening time. A little bit dark out there. Had dinner, it was really good. And we went over to the house. Probably should have recorded it. Went over and we walked around.
Too much in our heads.
We were really in our heads. So Megan's right here. She's actually...
I got my man bun. My hair's gotten so long, getting it cut tomorrow, I just can't handle it anymore.
We went over to the house, the other house. We're still trying to work out what the layout is going to be initially for us all to fit in there. So what we're talking about is, I think we already said it, but this is a 1,300 square foot house. We currently live in a 3,500 square foot house. Is how big this house is? 3,600. So less, obviously, if you can do the math, less than half the size. So this process is going to entail getting rid of some stuff, putting some, what's that? Yeah, it's super small. So we have to get rid of a lot. Well, actually, I don't know if we're actually gonna get rid of that much stuff. We're working on securing that place we looked at earlier today. We can actually use that as storage until we've added to the house and need a little bit more furniture. But we'll probably sell some furniture and that sort of thing. Like that table right there, it can't fit.
That's going in the warehouse.
I know, but it can't fit in.
That's what we should call it.
The warehouse?
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out what to call that place. We're pretty sure we're getting it. We made an offer to the landlord as far as rent and like a lease time. We'll see if he
He said they're gonna sleep on it.
said they're gonna sleep on it. It's just him and his wife. It's just a family owned thing. So we went over the house and we're trying to figure out how that's all gonna work. And also we're not sure what we can actually get done before we move in, because I think we've already gone over it, but we wanted to remove a wall to open up the kind of main living area.
We will be doing that.
We will do it, it's just a question of when. And right now that front room has no carpet or no flooring at all. But there's no reason to put flooring down if you're going to be tearing down a wall and needing to, add more flooring later. So if we can't get that wall out of there before we move in, we're just gonna move in with, plywood floors. We'll put down this rug we have here.
Yeah, the rug will cover that.
The rug should cover it.
The dining room floor, because it's wood, just to seal it and...
Yeah. That's what we were doing. Just hanging out. Well, kind of. If you call painting a piece of furniture hanging out, that's what we're doing. All right, it's the next day. We're back over at the house. I've got Elijah working on painting. I'll show you what he's doing. Elijah has the fun job of painting the ceiling. He and Andrew already went through and did the baseboards, and there's this little crown molding in these rooms. They did that as well. He's gonna get as far as he can today on this. So the plan is to paint the ceilings and the walls, because you know how it is. Houses have a certain smell sometimes, and giving it a good paint. There's gonna be a door there, so we're just leaving that hole. But giving it a good paint job will help, you know, make it smell more neutral.
Okay, I'm finally here getting my hair cut, not by my 18-year-old. And I'm also gonna get some highlights, but you can see at the end here I have some. I'm gonna bring a little bit more in. That's my natural color there. And oh, look at that. You see that right there? That's also my natural color, silver. A few of those throughout, huh? Anyways, I'm gonna do a time lapse because somebody asked me to. And my new hairdresser is Tammy, and she's incredible. She cut my hair one time before the shutdown, and it was an amazing cut. So I'm happy about that. And it's probably gonna take a while though, even with how little hair I have. I don't even know if you ladies who have really long hair, your hair appointments must be hours and hours.
Is this the last time I can see you in a while? Is it the truth that you'll be living tonight? We should take a walk, then a swim in the sea. That will mean everything, yeah, everything to me. Can we get out of this one? Waiting and missing. I never thought you would leave me here. We can get out of this one.
Okay, somebody asked me to time lapse that, so I did, but I don't know that it's very interesting. She used the clippers because I told her that I liked that look, and then we went back in with some texturing shears, I guess, on the top. But she does a really great job, Tammy, at Chroma Salon in Cornelius. So just gonna head home now and see what everybody's up to.
All right, so the next part of the day is stepping on Legos. You know, we're gonna start the moving process, and the first step is to start getting rid of stuff. And I'm amazed, like that, amazed how much stuff you accumulate. So I'm gonna have the kids go through and figure out their clothing situation, decide what they're actually wearing, what they're not wearing, what they've grown out of, and what's worn out, and start getting rid of those things. And then it's gonna be a whole house declutter, because you gotta do it. So
Okay, this is the part I want to wear.
these are the clothes you're not wearing? Okay, well, you can keep them over there, because that way you can just keep adding to it. This is Asher's clothing pile. Somehow Asher always ends up with the most clothes. I don't know how that works, but I remember when we were going on our trip to Peru, you had a bajillion clothes packed. And so I guess you just like clothes.
Oh my goodness, this is all your clothes.
It's a lot of clothes. I think we need to actually...
Do you wear the shirt?
I've never even seen that shirt before.
You haven't?
No, it's the NASA shirt.
I've never seen this shirt. I've never seen him wear this.
It's a cool shirt.
I would like this.
Would you like that?
Yeah.
NASA's cool.
It's backwards.
That's the back. Astronaut Academy.
I
Okay.
would like this.
Next on today's agenda is these boys are headed off on a little trip.
Our favorite rocket ship.
Yep. They're going with some friends. So we have they're traveling with a family friend of ours up to upstate New York to then stay with our family friends, the Abbotts, at their summer camp
Hey, Elijah,
for a week.
I'm gonna give you the same speech I gave Andrew. I will be very angry at you if you die. It will ruin my life.
It really
if you
ruined his
die.
life. So not allowed.
And
Don't do anything
so
stupid.
that means don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything dangerous. check in with the Lord so that you can get warnings and feel the Spirit.
Our friends who have the camp in upstate New York have canceled all the summer camp. It's a 6-week thing, and they had to cancel because of obvious reasons, pandemic. So what they've done is they're doing a little bit of a different thing where they're allowing reservations for families to come, and they can come as a family and do like a family vacation or reunion up there. So I think we'll actually include a link down below. If you live in upstate New York or anywhere near, it's a beautiful location. They've got a lake and all sorts of fun things on their grounds to do there. If you want to go and do a family getaway, and you can still be social distance, but just be with your family, it's an awesome place to go visit. So I'll give a link. We'll give a link below if you guys want to check that out. Hey everybody, it's another day. Whoo, that's bright. So what's happening? We are just starting to do stuff now to get ready to actually move. I'm about to go inside and pack the very first box of a bajillion boxes that we're gonna have to pack. But you know, it's time to start. We've been over at the other house this morning, did a little bit of painting. Daniel was over there with me helping out. We were painting the ceilings, and you know, we're gonna go through and paint. However, we also have to pack, so we're kind of back and forth as far as what we have time to do and where we happen to be. So we're gonna pack. I had a framer come over and look at that wall that we want to remove, but he said, I have to have a structural engineer tell me what to do with this. So we have a structural engineer coming next week to tell us what we can do about removing that wall, because it is a load-bearing wall, and how we can make that work. I've got a plumber coming next week to talk about moving some plumbing out of a wall. We want to move, right now in that house, the washer and dryer go in the kitchen. We want to take that wall out that has all the plumbing for the washer and dryer. So we got to move the plumbing and the washer and dryer somewhere else. And so we're going to see what our options are there to move that out of the way. What else do I have happening? I think that's all right now. We're worried about moving the wall, so it involves some plumbing, the structural stuff, and then maybe an electrician to help move some of the other things. We have some people who are a little concerned about the size of our family and the size of the house, thinking that we're all going to be miserable and crammed into this house. That's partially true, but I thought we explained ourselves pretty well before, but so we're moving in, but our plan is to be working on the house and improving it and also expanding it over some time. So the house as it is right now is not going to stay the way it's not going to stay that way forever. So yes, we will be crammed in there. The kids are up for it. Look, these kids lived in an RV for a year. They traveled around Europe for 9 months, staying in sometimes very small Airbnbs. They understand, and they're fine with it. They'll be great. They're really excited to move close to town. That was actually our original intent before, when we bought the house. We kind of went back and forth on that a little bit after we bought it because of the things, with the pandemic. But when it comes down to it, they're excited to move close to town and have access to town. So don't worry about the kids. They're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. It actually isn't the end of the world to move into a smaller house. And I know some people have also warned us about renovating a house where you're living in it. It's like, yeah, I know. It's not optimal, of course not, but we wanted to do it in a slower way so that we could pay for it as we went. And so there you have it. So now, time to go start packing. We decided first thing to do is pack books and decorator items. This is kind of how we moved a lot. And so what I always do first are anything that's a decoration or things that we don't use every day that are on the walls. So books and art and all those things. And then from there, I typically go to all the closets and start emptying those out and getting those cleared out. And then drawers. And then the stuff that's actually out that we use on a more regular basis. But the decorator items are an obvious place to start first. Well, I start working on the books. Megan is working on finishing this project.
I don't usually do projects like this where you're just like doing them like, get them done. I usually have a little bit more attention span for them, but with family in town.
Yeah, Megan's parents are still here. So there's a lot going on. So we got to get this and this item out of here. So that means got to get them worked on.
of feelings, and just like we got through everything else. But I see you, honey. This is in no way funny. We will find our way back together. But right now, there's stormy weather. I see a tear begins to fall from your eyes. It is the truth that you believe in tonight. I will be there with you, even when you are alone. And I'll be waiting here when you come home. Get out of this one, waiting and listen. I never thought you would leave me here. We can get out of this one, a tunnel of feelings, and just like we got through everything else. But I see you, honey. This is in no funny. We will find our way back together. But right now, there's stormy weather.
Right, first 9 boxes are packed. All books. These were already labeled. I just grabbed boxes that we labeled last time, so I didn't have to label all of them, but I ran out of pre-labeled book boxes, so I'm gonna have to get some more.
All right, guys, we forgot to finish that video. We have a lot going on, as you can tell. We are simultaneously trying to pack this house up and also get that house ready for us to move into. And so, yeah, we're just straddling that, and also fix some little things that maybe we broke or something while we were living here. So it's a little bit of a shuffle, but we actually kind of like living that way. People have saying like, Megan, I don't know how you have the energy, but like, I don't know. I think you have to find the activities that actually energize you and the things that like drain you, and try to do more of the energizing things. So being a mom energizes me, change energizes me, being able to make and create things energizes me. And so a lot of these things actually energize me, and I don't feel quite as drained. But everybody's different, and there's no judgment on what energizes you and what drains you. It doesn't make you a better or worse person, because we need everybody to be energized by different things so that we can get everything done that we need to in this world. But anyhow, so that's the end of today's video. Come back tomorrow and we're gonna start painting and over at the other house and all that good stuff. It's really fun times, really exciting times. We have 3 weeks to get it all done in. So yeah, love you guys. Thanks for coming along. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to be kind to the people you interact with, whether it's at the grocery store or on your street or online. We'll talk to you later. Bye.